It's time for Waking Up with Wesley. Today's forecast and weather-wide discussion with WLOX First Alert Weather's senior meteorologist, Wesley Williams.
Hello there, South Mississippi, and thank you for waking up with Wesley. I'm Senior Meteorologist Wesley Williams. So this is a video that will focus on fog as well as above normal temperatures and take a look at the weekend. And we're going to take a look at the fog potential because I do want to give you a heads up or a first alert that we're about to see a couple of rounds of some pretty bad fog in South Mississippi. That's what the information is pointing to. So here we are on Monday morning, and most of the fog has been west of us. We did see a patch or two in Hancock County on our Silver Slipper cam. There's tomorrow morning. Tuesday morning looks very foggy in South Mississippi as well as other nearby areas. With the map looking like this, I would not be surprised for us to get put underneath a dense fog advisory. If you have our First Alert weather app, then you will probably get a notification about that later today should the National Weather Service issue such an alert for us. I think the potential is still there for us to get another dense fog advisory in some parts of South Mississippi for Wednesday morning as well. Okay, Thursday morning, the modeling showing that maybe it looks a little bit better, but it's not completely gone. You can see it on the Louisiana coast, so even if the Mississippi coast doesn't get it, it won't be that far. And then on Friday morning, we're seeing it again, low visibility, some patchy fog here. It looks like it might be worst over Louisiana. Take a look at the futurecast with that to show you a bigger map. And again, there's this morning, places in Louisiana had it way worse than us. Lake Charles, Baton Rouge, that is also including parts of Mississippi, including Natchez and Macomb. That's where some of the foggiest weather was on Monday morning. We go to Monday midday, fog clearing, and there's no impacts. Now, if you are looking closely at Monday evening, look at this. I'm seeing right along the coast some fog already forming before midnight tonight. So don't let your guard down. If you have some Monday evening, Monday night plans even before midnight, we might begin to see some fog developing near the shoreline, and this will be rolling inland. So watch what happens when we press play from 6 p.m. to midnight. Whoosh, the fog coming ashore. Basically like some sea fog almost. So you'll see that continue to expand across the area, very widespread. It's basically the entire state of Mississippi. So yeah, where I've circled, I would not be shocked to see a dense fog advisory for much of our state, for parts of Louisiana, parts of Alabama. And that alert would probably come out within the next 6 hours, I would imagine, in anticipation of Tuesday morning's fog. Those conditions should clear by midday Tuesday. Although we might see a repeat. There you go, Tuesday night. Already seeing things bubbling up again before midnight. And they're probably going to roll inland yet again as we go into the overnight hours Wednesday morning. Now, this one looks like it might not be as widespread. You can see the fog kind of stays limited to here along the shoreline. And one of the reasons why is because there's technically going to be a weak frontal system that's coming in from the north on Wednesday. And as that comes down, it has a slight chance to kick up a few rain showers, mainly in the northern part of our state, in northern Alabama. We don't really see those rain showers very much down along the coast. And so with being behind that front on Thursday, the temperature comes down a degree or so. It's really not a strong front at all, but maybe it will be just enough that we kind of limit the fog for one morning there on Thursday for South Mississippi. It's not that far from us. You can see it's over the Louisiana coast though, so it could be a close call. By the time we get to Friday morning, we kind of lose whatever little drop in humidity we had. And we're looking at foggy conditions developing Friday morning and rolling ashore. So again, multiple mornings this week that we're going to be finding fog in the local area. So I do want to give you that heads up that we are watching for that. Of course, we're also watching for above normal temperatures and taking a look at the Mardi Gras weekend. First signs are that we're not looking at a 0% chance for rain into the weekend. A look outside this morning, and yeah, it's actually a pretty nice looking morning. We do have some clouds, some sun this morning. That's a Gulfport view from downtown. Temperatures are way up from yesterday morning, so you're not needing to bundle up nearly as much. I actually broke out my short sleeve shirt this morning, my short sleeve polo for this video update because yeah, it's nowhere near as chilly as it used to be. Our morning temperatures are certainly up, and the afternoon temperatures are going to be up as well. We're looking at highs today going into the upper 60s by the beaches and the middle 70s away from the water. And I covered this last week, but that range of temperatures is because the water temperature during the afternoon is relatively cooler. So if you're by the water, if you are literally on the sands of the beach or a block away from the beach, you're probably going to have temperatures in the upper 60s. But if you get even a little bit away from that water, that's how you can see the temperature improve going into the 70s. Like I said, it's a possibility to see fog tonight. I do think that it will move in at some point between 6 p.m. and midnight. So at some point this evening, seeing fog increase, and that continues tomorrow morning, and it's probably going to be worse tomorrow morning than it has been this morning. Here's the pattern upstairs in the air. We do have a bump up in the jet stream across the Mid-South, and that's with an upper ridge of high pressure, and that's what brings us the warmer above normal temperatures. So you're looking at all of these numbers. Remember, normal is middle 60s for mid-February, and we're going to be above that every day. Remember, there's of course the range. These numbers are for the coast, lower 70s, but if you're inland, you could get middle, maybe even upper 70s. And that will continue all week until right here. Look at that. We're dropping, right? Saturday dropping from 70 to 60 Sunday. And that cool down over the weekend is going to be brought on by a rain system. Now, hopefully this information here loads in our rain graphic. There it is, which shows the bullseye of rain. Is the bullseye of rain down here on our coast? And the answer is no. The bullseye of rain is north of us, basically in the Pine Belt into the north. So that's a good sign. And as far as the timing is concerned, this is kind of the bad sign, of course. This is the weekend. When we get that cool down, we have to go through the best chance for rain over the next 7 days. Now, of course, where the bullseye of the heaviest rain will be will ultimately depend on the track of the system. If the system is tracking up here through Kentucky, Ohio, well, then that might keep the bulk of the heavy rain away from our Mississippi coast like this scenario shows. However, if the system is a little bit farther south than the model currently expects, and it takes a track that's a little bit farther south than the model currently expects, well, that's going to slide all of this bullseye of heavy rain more to the south. And so we'll get deeper into that. And, you know, it's still Monday, so it's way too early to lock in the track of the system. We're not going to know the exact track of this right now, but at least early indications are that the heavy rain track could be just north of us right now. So that's, you know, early good sign, early good news. Here's some takeaways I want you to understand with this Gulf Coast weather system that moves in this weekend. It's bringing rain showers to the whole region. So whether you have weekend plans in South Mississippi, whether you have weekend plans in New Orleans, Mobile, or other parts of our state here, we all share the rain chances and the thunderstorm chances. Your best case scenario for parades would be for most of this rain to occur around Saturday night at midnight. That way it misses all the parades. That would be our best case scenario, which is actually a possibility if the timing works out that way. Worst case scenario, the rain winds up happening during the parades on Saturday and or on Sunday. The current expectation is for it to be mainly around midnight, but if this speeds up, then it gets here on Saturday. If it slows down, then it gets here on Sunday and messes up the parade. So it's still Monday. It's way too early to lock in the exact timing, but I'll let you peek at the raw model information. And the takeaway from this is you basically have a rain-free stretch in South Mississippi now through Friday. Very low chances for rain now through Friday. Once we get to Saturday, that's when we start to see those chances perk up. And each of these boxes is like a 3-hour box. So this is your midnight to 3 a.m. Saturday box, your 3 a.m. to 6 a.m. Saturday box. Low chance Saturday morning, that's good. But then we get to Saturday midday. This is a 9 a.m. to noon box, seeing an increasing chance for rain, and then a noon to 3 p.m. box. Again, seeing an increasing chance for rain. I don't like that. We need to get rid of these yellows and reds right here. If we can get rid of these yellows and reds and turn them into greens, This would actually be a pretty good weekend timing for us. But this stuff right here that I've circled, that messes up the parades if it happens. But it's too early to know if it's going to stay this way. I'm sure if we check this model again tomorrow, some of this timing is going to move on us. So remember, when we check it again tomorrow, don't think it's going to show the same exact timing. Then look at this. It's not a continuous rain. Maybe you catch a break. This is a noon. Let's see, this was midnight, 3 a.m., 9 a.m., noon. So this would be a 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. box here. And then a 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. No, I messed up. Let me try again. Midnight to 3, 3 to 6, 6 to 9, 9 to noon, noon to 3. Okay, so here we go. This is a 3 to 6 p.m. box, which is good news. A decreasing chance, maybe a break. And then you got a 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. box. Again, a Saturday night parade, would love that. A low chance between 6 p.m. and 9 p.m., that'd be amazing. And then right after 9 p.m., the rain chances begin to increase overnight. This right here, this would be great if we could just keep that high rain chance at night, around midnight. And then maybe we have a few lingering showers early Sunday morning, right before sunrise. And then we're done. And the rest of Sunday, if we circle here, the rest of Sunday might just feature a low rain chance. So, you know, that's what today's raw model outlook shows as far as rain timing. But we still have some days before we are going to be able to give you a confident idea of the timing. I would imagine that we won't be able to throw a whole bunch of computer models at this until Thursday. So we are still 3 or 4 days away from giving you a much more confident idea of what to expect regarding exact timing of the weekend rain. So if you are wanting much more detail, much clearer picture of what to expect, I strongly recommend checking back starting Thursday, as we'll have many more computer models. They'll be within the time range to look at Saturday and look at Sunday and get a much higher confidence idea of what to expect for those days. Of course, Mardi Gras is next week on Fat Tuesday. And if we take a look at the 10-day forecast, the system moves away. So any rain chances, once we get past Sunday, it's turning drier and a little bit cooler. It's not a major cold blast, but just enough to kind of bring us out of the spring warmth for a couple of days. So you got on Mardi Gras Monday, highs in the upper 60s to lower 70s, and on Fat Tuesday, highs in the lower to middle 70s in South Mississippi. And dry, right? No rain chances, so that's good. Even though we got some weekend rain chances to be concerned about, your Mardi Gras, your Mardi Gras Day, looks like for now, don't feature any rain chances. So hopefully that trend continues as we continue to monitor the latest information. So that'll do it for this Monday edition of Waking Up with Wesley. I've been Senior Meteorologist Wesley Williams. We'll see you again next time.
Thank you for watching Waking Up with Wesley with WLOX First Alert Weather Senior Meteorologist Wesley Williams.